Lucy, we have a lot of topics to get to, including Tom Brady, which I think we need to dedicate a lot of time to that. But first, I know we have to hear your thoughts on the Queen. So go ahead.
Yes, so good morning, and RIP the Queen. I have not yet run out of black clothes, as we are in a period of mourning ahead of her funeral. Here's how I would correlate the two. I believe the narrative I am going to go with, because if I don't, I'm going to be very sad. The Patriots, who rebelled against the Queen and England, lost this week in honor of the Queen. That's what I would say. I thought it was a very classy move of the Patriots to lose as to not supersede the news of the Queen. So that's what I'm going with. And I think they're just going to give this season away in honor of the Queen and dedicate it to her. And that's why they're going to be so bad this year. But no, I have a lot of thoughts on the Queen and the royal family, because now we have a new king. We have King Charles III, which it's fine that it's his name, and you can change your name when you become king. But the other two King Charleses did not have a great time of it. One of them was executed, the first one, and the second one, I believe, died early. Something happened to him, I can't remember, but not so great. However, Charles now has waited to take the throne. He's 72. His mother was 96 when she died. So he has been waiting 72 years. And when he now has his new job, and he said, whatever is left of my life, I will dedicate to the country and to the Commonwealth and to the realms and the kingdoms and all of that. So very interesting to see the process of a new monarch, because we have not yet seen this in our lifetime. We will probably never, unless something terrible happens to Charles, William, and George, we will never hear God Save the Queen again, because we will have kings for the rest of our lifetime. Not us particularly, but the people of the United Kingdom and all of those kingdoms and realms. And so that's kind of how this week has been. A lot of pomp and circumstance. The Queen did die in Scotland, which changes many plans. She died at Balmoral, her beloved weekend home. And so now her procession through Scotland and the Scotland capital, and with her 4 children. If you want drama, by the way, everyone's saying, William and Harry, what's going on with them? What's the drama between them? The sibling drama you want is Charles, Andrew, Edward, and Anne, the Queen's 4 children, because there is drama galore here. Because Andrew famously now has many scandals involving Jeffrey Epstein, and the military garb is something to watch, because he was stripped of his military titles, and yesterday he was the only sibling not wearing military garb. During Prince Philip's funeral, the Queen ordered everyone to not wear military garb because Andrew could not. However, the Queen's gone now, and Charles is in charge, and he said, no, Andrew, we are going to embarrass you, and you are going to be the only one in a mourning suit while everyone else is going to be wearing military garb. That was my big takeaway from everything that has happened so far, is watch Andrew's attire, especially at the funeral.
That was unbelievable. I'm speechless.
I could literally talk about this for 5 hours. So
wait, no.
Lucy,
the Patriots.
Along these lines, and I'm just curious, did I see something incorrectly? Because you're a great follow on Instagram. Did you have some sort of vigil or something where obviously you know the royal family, but how did you mourn? And I'm not being disrespectful to your mourning because you're still in black.
Yes, well, I did cry when the news came down. You could tell when CNN came back from break, as I was glued to the TV, that they were going to say the Queen had died. When the palace said we're concerned about her health, you kind of figure she's already gone. So it kind of the process, because they have to warn the public that something's happening. It was a little bit sudden. A lot of people were saying it was sudden, and the CNN reporters were saying, but she was 96. But she wasn't sick. She was just working 2 days before a new prime minister she introduced just 2 days before this. So it was a little bit sudden. But in terms of mourning, it's just kind of remembering the life she lived and focusing on the fact that now Kate Middleton is the Princess of Wales. So all is right with the world, because that's what Diana was. And so I've never been so giddy, quite honestly. I didn't even recognize my own voice the first time I said it out loud, that she is now the Princess of Wales, which is very exciting. So I am thrilled about that. So in terms of mourning, if you don't want to be sad, just think about that.
Well, Lucy, I'm not going to lie. I could not care less about this storyline. Like, I'm not going to lie. It doesn't really strike my fancy when it comes to the royal family. So let's switch gears to the
Yes.
Patriots, which
Yes.
I know you laid out that it was very nice of them to lose a game, in honor of the Queen. But the Patriots offense looked god awful. And Mac Jones, who you came on this very show and said he could be the next Tom Brady. Well, Lucy, he is not looking like the next Tom Brady. And in fact, this offense looks nothing like the offense that we saw in New England when Tom Brady was there. So what's going on with the offense in New England?
I think Matt Patricia really just loves the royal family. He's very concerned about this. Okay,
God,
what kind of scientist is Matt Patricia anyway? How smart can this guy possibly be? This is the team, the whole process that they tried to do going into this season. They are so confused because Belichick was trying to do something new with play calling and trying to do something no one's ever done or something and have everyone think, oh, Belichick knows what he's doing, so we can trust him. No more officially can we say in Belichick we trust, because the Patriots are now losing games. We saw how last season ended. And during the last game against the Bills, I kept saying, how is Belichick letting this happen? A Belichick-led team is doing this, and it's happening again. If they had looked okay in preseason, then this would just maybe be a hiccup. They're going to be fine. They'll smooth it out. They'll figure it out. But they have not looked good at all this year. Not beginning of the season, preseason, this game, awful. I am disappointed. They're also very boring. As I said on Back to the Futures on Sunday night, they are going to be the most boring team in the NFL this season. The Patriots will be, because that game, I was watching the Red Sox game. During that Patriots game, I thought, you know what, even over Red Zone, I was like, I got to tune in to see how Rich Hill is doing, because they should name the pitch clock after him, because this guy takes 2 seconds in between pitches. Loved it. Absolutely. Just that game flew by. The Patriots game did not fly by because this team stinks, and I am very disappointed in the way the Patriots look right now.
So let me ask you this. We've seen you when the Red Sox are bad. Then you transition to the Mets, and I understand the connection there. We see the Mets pennant behind you. So if the Patriots are struggling, do you go Bucks because of Tom Brady, or is there another team that you think, okay, this is the team I'll follow if the Patriots end up being really bad?
Okay, so here's my team this season, because I've already bought gear for them. The Detroit Lions. Everybody, welcome to Detroit City, because I am all in on the Lions this season. The Hard Knocks effect, but even more importantly, the Eminem effect, because Eminem was in the final episode of Hard Knocks, and he said to them, "You've got a good team this year." And the way that Eminem has propelled me through things in my life and inspired me to do things I never thought I could do, the Lions could be the surprise team this season because of the way Eminem can inspire you to do things you never thought you could do or are unexpected that you would do. So the Lions are a team to watch this season. They did cover the spread for me in this first game, which was very exciting. And I was optimistic, even though they did not win the game. They scored 35 points, which is more than the Patriots did. So against the Eagles, but that's fine. So I think that the Lions, I'm more optimistic, even though they didn't win the game, in the Lions this season because of how Dan Campbell has prepared them. He's more loud than anything and passionate than anything, but there's something to be said for that. So I am very, very much looking at the Detroit Lions this season. Also, Brady, I'm concerned about because he's tired now, and I think he's regretting coming back. So I don't know about the Bucs futures this season.
Yeah, I had to ask about Tom Brady. What do you think the immediate future looks like for Tom Brady? And we only have a couple minutes left in this segment, but do you think, based on this fact alone, the fact that Tom Brady does not really look like himself when it comes to his personal life, do you think that is worth betting against the Bucs moving forward?
I don't know betting against them. I would not take them to win the Super Bowl because this seems very much like a season where Brady will be going through the motions. I think he's already done, not checked out, because he's still going to prepare and compete. But he's regretting coming back, I think, because now Monday, he's sore on Monday. He said on the Let's Go podcast, he's tired. He's realizing how old he is. He said, I made this commitment to play another year, so I'm going to. That sounds like someone who's like, I got to go to this party because I said I was going to, but I don't really want to. That's what this sounds like to me. So I think Brady is going to go through the motions this season, then finally retire, because he's got Giselle saying we want to go on vacations, Christmases, Thanksgivings. We want you here. So I think Brady will go through the motions. Don't bet against them necessarily, but I wouldn't bet on them to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be necessarily a banner year for Tom Brady's Bucks. And we saw it kind of in the first game of the season against the Cowboys. It was a lot of field goals. The offense didn't look like the offense commanded by the greatest quarterback of all time. She is Lucy Burdge. She is a BetQL writer. She is host of Back to the Futures each and every Sunday night right here on BetQL. And Lucy, that's enough royal talk for my entire lifetime. So we thank you.
Thank you very much. God save the king.